Skip, what did you see from Lonzo last night?
So, Shannon Sharpe, speaking of LeBron James, my guy Lonzo Ball does already have one thing in common with LeBron James.
What's that?
And that is, it's something every night. There's some new story every night with LeBron James and with Lonzo Ball. And Lonzo's roller coaster rolled into Detroit last night, and it can be something great, it can be something awful, and some nights, as you know, it's something great and something awful. But last night, in Lonzo's 51st NBA game, he decided to feature a shot that I have rarely seen him even attempt to shoot this year, a mid-range jump shot. And again, in his 51st game, he suddenly tried 3 mid-range jump shots. And the first one was kind of a fall-away, step-back jump shot, and it went right in.
On one leg, too.
Off one leg. And the last one was just a sweet shot right off the glass, like he'd been doing it his whole life, which I assume he has been, but we don't see it in pro basketball games.
Right.
So I'm thinking, wait a second. All 3 of those shots were shot conventionally from the right side of his face, the way everybody else shoots it, right?
Right.
And all 3 of those shots, to me, they looked confident. They looked assertive. They looked like they were shot with conviction, like he meant to shoot them that way, and like he was extremely comfortable shooting them that way.
Right.
And I thought, wait a second, who is that guy? Because I haven't seen that guy at all this year. And I thought, that's lethal, man. If that's a new weapon in your repertoire and you can shoot that consistently every night, will that not change the way he's guarded?
Absolutely.
Right? Okay. So then, to your point, you've been saying, what's he doing shooting so many threes? 6 threes, 7 threes, whatever.
12.
And 12 threes. And why is he shooting so many threes? Well, maybe he was listening to you because last night he shot no threes until 2:44 was left in the game. 2:44 left, and all of a sudden, he just steps into a 3 and just rips it as clean as you want. That was the only 3 he took the whole night, and he made it, and guess what? He shot it sideways, like he usually shoots 3-point shots. So now we're back to the identity crisis of, Lonzo, who are you? You shoot free throws conventionally, and you shoot them horribly.
Right.
You shoot 3-point shots sideways, and sometimes you go on a hot streak, and sometimes you go on the all-time cold streak that we've ever seen. And now you're shooting mid-range jump shots the right way, conventionally from the right side of your face, and they look sweet to me, like you could really make that a killer weapon for you. And I'm thinking, who are you, Lonzo? And then meanwhile, for the game, or after the game, Luke Walton says that he was frustrated that Lonzo passed up so many open threes. And I was getting a little antsy. Just go ahead and shoot that. If they're daring you to shoot it, you got to shoot it. And instead, he would attack off the dribble, which is fine. And Luke said it was at least okay that he went ahead and was aggressive.
Right.
Because some nights, he's not aggressive at all. So all of a sudden,
most
nights he's not aggressive. I'll give you that. So last night, he winds up at Detroit in a game they ended up losing after playing a really good first half and not very good second half. He goes 7 for 8 from the field. He's got 15 points, 8 rebounds, 11 assists, and for the 3rd straight night on the road, he flirts with another triple-double. So I look back to what Jason Terry said sitting here yesterday. You know, he doesn't have that Jason Kidd in him, that dog in him. Yet Jason sat on the bench one night when he didn't get to play early this year in Milwaukee when Lonzo Ball went for 19, 12, and 13 against the team coached by Jason Kidd. And it was almost like Lonzo said, okay, Jason Kidd, they say I'm going to be the next Jason Kidd. Watch this. I'm going to show you. And after his horrible start this year where he got embarrassed and humiliated by Patrick Beverley, he went right on to Phoenix the next night, and what did he do there? He went for 29, 11, and 9. So I'm seeing bursts of absolute brilliance. I think he's special. I think he will ultimately be transcended. And I'm seeing lots of numbers here, but they're wildly erratic, inconsistent numbers. And then all of a sudden, I see a jump shot that could make him beyond Magic Johnson as a shooter, because Magic had no jump shot at all.
Right.
He developed a set shot, as we know.
Shot, yes.
And it worked, man, but it took him a while to figure that part out. Well, Lonzo clearly has the athletic ability and the touch to shoot at 6'7" tall, a mid-range jumper That would be really hard to defend. I got to tell you, if the point guard's guarding you, no point guard's going to be able to stop that.
Well, I mean, you almost seem upset that it's taken him this long.
Well, I don't know where was it? We're in game number 51, and we haven't seen that at all. And it was like he decided last night, okay, Shannon, watch this. Watch. Here's a shot I can shoot. Why don't we see that every night?
Well, I think the biggest thing for him, Skip, is that he was successful shooting that shot all the way through. It got him to college. It got him to be the number 2.
You mean the mid-range jump shot or the three-point shot?
That exaggerated, that
sideways shot.
That way shot.
Yeah.
So it would have been hard. And remember, Magic said, no, we're not going to tinker with it. We're going to let him see how it goes first.
Yeah.
Well, it looks to me, Skip, while he was injured, he'd been working on this. This didn't all of a sudden just come about. He's been working on this aspect. Now, it's not totally to the right side, but it's not.
It's pretty close.
Well, it's not nearly as exaggerated.
The other one is just flat out sideways. You're shooting it from clear over here.
And maybe because if you're going to shoot the mid-range, Skip, it's going to be really hard, just like it would be really hard to get that shot off if someone's guarding you coming way from over here. So you almost have to. Maybe, you know what, the pressure of if we lose this game, we're going to be out of the playoffs, because I believe he was going to work on that shot this summer. He was going to come back and do what Markelle Fultz did in his rookie season, change his shot. But he's saying, you know what, if I'm going to change my shot over the summer, why not go ahead and get a head start on it now in meaningful playing basketball? Although we're out of playoff contention, at least I can get some work on some things and see how it will work in an actual game. Because, you know, you work on it in the summer, and then you come back and implement it during the game. Well, hey, Skip, I'm going to do it in the summer. I'm going to go ahead and get a head start on it. I was impressed. I was happy to see that he had a mid-range game, because we had never seen this aspect before.
No.
Forget the 7 or 8, Skip. I'm not talking about that, but we had never seen him put the ball on the floor and then pull up from the mid-range. And he was swishing it. But like you said, remember, he went to the 3. He went back to what he felt most comfortable.
Right.
And that's what he's going to have to do, because it seems to me, Skip, he made a conscious effort. I'm going to shoot it like this. I'm going to shoot it like this. But when he had to go out for a little further, what did his muscle remember?
And it's still more of a set shot. He's not jumping into it.
And the thing is, he'll never get that shot off if somebody's guarding him. Like Steph, even if you're guarding Steph can get his shot off.
It's a jumper.
Exactly.
Yep. And it's shot from an apex. It has height to it.
Yes, and him, unless it's a catch and shoot, he's not pulling up that shot on anyone. And I think he has to develop the mid-range. So in order for him to be the player that he wants to be and who you think he can be, Skip, he realized this shot can't take me where I want to go, because I'm never going to be able to get it off, and I'm never going to be able to be consistent enough with it in the mid-range game. That's why he's so inconsistent. Skip, you know the thing, consistency comes when it's textbook. His technique, that shot, Skip, you're never going to shoot 40, 50, 48%. Now, Steph Curry, every once in a while, will hover around 50% from the field, but he's shooting so many threes and he's shooting from such distance. But he's normally a 47 to 48% field goal guy.
Okay, but the mid-range looked textbook to me.
Yes.
They looked pure. They look like a shooter's shot.
Yeah.
They look like he has a go-to shot that we just haven't even seen him try to feature.
But it's going to have to be, Skip, because if it's that exaggerated motion, he'll never get that off. You'll never get that shot, Skip. If you start that ball
off, okay.
No. If in the mid-range,
somebody's face,
right? I'm talking about that exaggerated motion from way over here. You can't get that shot off against anybody, Skip. He always catch and shoots.
And yet, to your point again, last night still 0 for 0 from the free throw line, so he just doesn't drive it enough, because I still think he's got demons on, do I really want to go stand there by myself and shoot those free throws?
Right.
Because the free throw is a standstill shot for him that he still tries to shoot conventionally.
Right.
And he has no touch, no arc. It's all flat and quick, and it looks wrong to me. The jump shot looked right. There have been NBA players who decided to shoot jump shots from the free throw line. Right. I don't know. He's going to have to find some compromise in his identity crisis. Am I this guy or this guy? At the free throw line, if you're the point guard, you got to make 80% of your free throws. You just have to.
Because you have the ball so much.
Okay, but what gave me heart last night was I saw those 3 jump shots, and they looked like a guy who had a pure motion that can be somehow refined into a good free throw shot.
Well, at least can you be 50% happy? Although he didn't get all the way to the cup, at least he's not selling from threes
Nope.
and deep jumpers.
Nope.
He's pulling up in the mid-range game, so the next transition is to get all the way to the basket.
Yeah.
Skip, he's not a – when you look at – and I don't look at Lonzo as being athletic. I don't look at him as a Russell Westbrook. I don't look at him as a finisher like Harden or Kyrie Irving. I see him as a facilitator, a big guy that has decent handles. I don't see him as one of these flash guards. That's not what he is, Skip.
You know, every once in a while, I see a flash of athletic, raw.
Well, he had the big
powerful
crossover last. He did have the big crossover on the step back, on the pull up. So I'm like, okay, where'd that come from, Lonzo?
All of this is part of aggressiveness that we don't see on a nightly basis, which drives me nearly to an early grave because he's better than that. We see it every once in a while, but to Jason Terry's point again, where is it?
Right.
Where is that dog?
Maybe
on a
we
nightly
want him
basis?
to be something that he's not. We keep saying, well, he needs to be aggressive and he was this and that when his dad is that. But maybe that's not him, Skip.
I'm not sure. It's all subtle, and that's why some of this eludes you. But I'm going to point out to you again, this is his rookie year in the NBA as a point guard. He's 20 years of age, and right now he's 10th in this league in steals. That's pretty good as a 20-year-old. He's 8th in this league in assists. Is that pretty good for age 20?
Yeah.
Right? And for much of this year, he has led his team in rebounding until just late when Julius came on as the monster that he should be and can be. Now he's slipped to second in rebounding, but for much of the year, he's led this team in rebounding. In defensive win shares, it's how you play individual defense. He ranks 22nd in the NBA. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And just for the record again, LeBron has sacrificed defense for offense. In this his 15th year, LeBron is 344th in defensive win
Well, he was
shares.
355 last week.
Okay, so he's improved.
Moving on up.
But he's
330 tomorrow.
344. Think about this. He's 344. The 20-year-old Lonzo Ball is 22nd.
But, Skip, I don't look at
22nd.
Lonzo Ball is not a great on-the-ball defender.
Well, he's a disruptive defender.
Right. He can play the lanes. He gets his hands on a lot of ball. He deflects a lot of balls.
Yep.
But when I think of great on-ball defenders, I'm not looking at him like a Patrick Beverly. I'm not looking at him like a P.J. Tucker or a Paul George. That's not what he is. He's a long-rangey guy. He deflects a lot of ball. He does a great job of anticipating and playing lanes. But I don't look at him as an on-ball defender. You and I both know he's not that.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.